Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, it's a blessed day today, and we're going to get it started. And first thing we're going to get started is number one, we're going to have a prayer. You know, we got to start something on the right beat in a prayer. And so we have a colleague who's back to leave, and he ain't left today because he's still working today. I hope he's still getting paid for this right here because it's taxpayer money. And he is a deacon at True Leaf Baptist Church in South Dallas, so we're going to let him do the prayer. Come in. Chairman Casey Thomas.
Good morning, everyone. I was so honored to serve on the Workforce Education Equity Committee when this came to the committee and be able to vote in support of this. And now it is official. Every year at this time, this flag will be raised and fly in honor. So if you would, bow your heads, and we'll go to God for a word of prayer. Oh God, we say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the weather. Thank you for making a way out of no way for so many who didn't see this day coming. Many of us are the answers to the prayers of our ancestors. Many of them never foresaw a day where they or their children would be free. But there were individuals who would serve in elected office, city council, state rep, mayor, senator, House of Representatives, Vice President, even President of the United States. So we say thank you on this day that was set aside to honor those who sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears for this nation to be built. Those who sacrificed so much of themselves so their children or grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren will one day be free. We're thankful that here in the state of Texas, we honor this day that is now recognized all across the nation. 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation in Galveston, Texas, the proclamation came forward that those who had been enslaved in this country were now free. Freedom is not free. Oftentimes we hear the word freedom, but we don't think about the sacrifice required. So we say thank you for this program. Thank you for this holiday. Thank you for this weekend. Thank you for everyone who's here. Thanks for those who are watching online. Thanks for the commitment to justice and freedom in the United States of America and here in the state of Texas. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chair Thomas. And good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. I'd like to second thank you to Mother Nature for this beautiful weather that allows us to raise the flag outdoors where we should be. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn King Arnold, for presiding today, and to all the members of our Dallas City Council and elected officials here today who will be formally recognized by Mayor Pro Tem Arnold. A special thank you to Mr. Greg Ellis, serving as Flag Master. My name is Liz Cedillo Pereira, and I serve as the Assistant City Manager for the city. Welcome all to the Dallas City Hall, and thank you for joining us on this historic occasion to raise the Juneteenth Independence Day city flag. Can we give a round of applause? The City of Dallas is committed to the pursuit of initiatives that promote equity and inclusion and ending discrimination, hate, prejudice, and injustice. We acknowledge the importance of celebrating freedom while acknowledging the end of the institution of slavery in our country. In 1865, that historical victory took place in Texas, as Councilmember Thomas pointed out. It was in that same year, 1865, I'm looking at a historian right here, so I better get it right. Dallas's first town was founded by freed persons. They were established the same year the Emancipation Proclamation was enforced in our state. Upper White Rock, Lower White Rock, Fields, Egypt, Little Egypt, Elm Thicket, 10th Street, and Joppa, or Joppy, One became known as simply Freedman's Town, where my first law office was located early in my career. May we give a round of applause for our predecessors who came to this city and proclaimed freedom for all. Amen. In the coming year, the Office of Arts and Culture will begin the planning of a Freedman Trail, and we invite all of you to participate. It's intended to highlight African American historical sites across the city, and partnering with local historians, historic preservation staff, and key stakeholders to ensure we include as many sites as possible. This app-based interactive trail will guide residents and visitors to an enlightening experience learning about our history across the city of Dallas. Like Miss Opal Lee and the assembly present today, may we work together to end other systems of oppression, strive toward equity to end disparities, celebrate African American heritage, and honor the lives, the sacrifice, the fortitude, the courage, and the contributions of African Americans that are woven in to the tapestry of the United States of America. May this Juneteenth flag be a beacon of joy for all Dallasites and engender a spirit of pride among us all. May this flag and this holiday unite us today as a city and as a nation. And may the act of our collective intentions today unite us towards a future of equality, justice, and freedom in Dallas. Thank you.
Again, good morning. It's a blessed day today, and while we're here, and what is the occasion? And you can go back to the 1800s, and you said, will we be here today? And we still don't know how we got here, but we are here. You look at America today, an occasion that America was built about slaves. Look at the White House, the mason, the architect, the skilled laborers, the railroads. It was built by slaves. We came here, even though it's 2 years after the fact, when they came to Galveston, and we waited 2 years before we know it was free. But we always have been free in our mind. You never can take freedom from your mind. Freedom is something that you always think about, and the word come to me is hope. And no one can find the definition of the word hope. Hope is something you can't see, you can't feel, but you know it's there. And all my colleagues who are here today, you have to walk in our footsteps to really understand what is freedom is really about. You got to go back and look at your generation. You know, I can go back 5, 6 years generation of my family who came from East Texas, who came from Palestine, but sometimes it cut off. And I want you to go back through your family yearbook, your family photos, and see how far back can you actually go and find out what this occasion meant to you today. The biggest issue that we have today is equality, equal. What is equality? But also the biggest thing is, who are we? Are we American? We've been colored, we've been black, we've been other words, we're African American. You know, what is you are today? And this occasion should say we are in America now. But we still remember our heritage. You got to remember your heritage. If you forget your heritage, you forget who you are. And this is why we're here today, to raise this flag, to say, you know what? We know your heritage. We know who I am. I know who my mother are, my family, my relatives, my blood relatives. I know who they are. And to do this today, we should did it many, many years, decades ago. But equity, equality, it shouldn't take this long. I've been serving the county for 14 years. It never should take this long to raise this flag today. And I'm glad, Chairman Thomas, this is your last term around. But I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad, Zara, you coming in. You see what we done fought to get today to raise this flag. You know, I want everyone to just get a good round of applause to raise this flag. Come on, let's say this is a blessed day. This is a great occasion. A historic day. You know, to put this on a national holiday. And we're going to work on that national holiday on Juneteenth. My staff. We got to work on Juneteenth. But we're supposed to be free, but we still working. We still working. That's good. We still working. So therefore, it look like we're never going to free because we still going to be working. So let me stop talking. And first thing, I know, Kim, you will introduce all my colleagues, but I still got to say Chairman Blackman, Chairman Balladua, Chairman Omar, Jesse, Paul Ridley. Who am I missing? Anyone else? I guess, we got Kim going to clean it up. But I want to say thank to you. I want to thank my colleagues because I work with the colleagues. Also, Chairman Thomas also. I want to say this in closing. We had a hard fight. This was not easy. You think this was easy? No, it was not easy to put this day today on the book today to raise a flag. It was hard work in the back room to make sure that we will have a day to celebrate and make this a blessed day and make this a day that we will never forget. Thank you.
So I don't know whose idea it was for me to follow Councilmember Atkins. He said everything that I had written down to say, but it's a blessed day in the city of Dallas. Thank you all so very much for being here. I'm so grateful, and I'm so proud to serve this city as a deputy city manager. Let me start by saying that today I stand on the shoulders of many, many brave individuals who came before me. Many brave individuals who are walking with me now, and many brave individuals who will come after me. I cannot think of a better organization to give my time and my talents to than the city of Dallas, and to serve with such great leaders who not only champion change, but they are about change. And so it gives me great pleasure to recognize some of our leaders who are here today, our elected leadership. First, let me recognize Representative Crockett's office. I do believe we have a representative here. Thank you so much. You've already heard from our distinguished outgoing council member, Casey Thomas. Council member Ridley is here. Council member Balzadua. Councilmember Moreno, our current Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, Navice, Councilwoman Paula Blackman, the one who I get in trouble with often, Councilmember Atkins. I also see former Mayor Pro Tem Adam Madrano. Thank you for being here. Did I miss any of our current elected officials? Thank you very much for being here. Oh, I'm very sorry. Thank you for being here. And I see candidate-elect Jones, I believe. And I see, I'm going to bring him up in just a second. But let me just tell y'all, I don't know how this is going to work out because Zarin used to work with me. And now I'm going to have to work for Zarin. God has a sense of humor. So y'all pray for me, all right? But we're so excited again to have all of you here today. Your being here and your presence is a true testimony that our city is in good hands. And you understand the importance of making sure that we take time to do the things that we should have done a long time ago. But what I heard was it doesn't matter where you are, start where you are. And so I'm so blessed that this organization and this city and this city council allowed for us to be here to do what we know needs to be done. And so with that, I'm going to bring up my distinguished colleague, new boss, candidate-elect, Zarin, council-member-elect, I can't even get it right, council-member-elect,
Hard to say.
I know it's hard, council-member-elect Zarin Gracie. Thank you, my friend.
If you know Kim, you know she can't help it. She yelling and screaming across the way like I still work for her. So I told her, I said I'm gonna come in with about 90 days worth of bitterness, and then I'll be good. No, I'm playing. I'm joking. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm ready to get to work. And with that said, I'll say this. As a former city employee who spent half his career working on behalf of equity, I had never been more prouder to be a city employee than when T.C. Broadnax introduced equity into the fabric of city operations. Furthermore, I am honored and humbled to be coming behind Councilman Thomas, who not only was a champion, but boldly led the efforts throughout the community to ensure that everybody understood this is something that the city of Dallas is not only making into policy, but we're serious about. So I think I'm supposed to. Yeah. You got to pause for claps and all that stuff. Let me just say this. All right. That's what this holiday is about, ensuring that not only everyone understands and appreciates their free, but it's also about what are you going to do with that freedom. There's a scripture, Galatians 5:13 and 14, and this is in the Message Bible. It is absolutely clear that God has called you to a free life. Just make sure that you don't use this freedom as an excuse to do whatever you want to do and destroy your freedom. Rather, use your freedom to serve one another in love. That's how freedom grows. So on this holiday, we recognize where we've come from. But the challenge today is, what are you doing with that freedom? As she said, my name is Zarin Gracie, and I'm a council-elect for District 3, and I'm excited and humbled to be sworn in on such a national holiday. Yes, we are working, but the timing of it, for me, is something that I'm honored and humbled to do there, but we are working, you're right. I ran on this idea that it was our district, our future. And the idea is meant to return the district and its operations and the things that you care, return it back to the people. So I just want to say again, that's what we need to be focusing on. What are you doing with your freedom, and understanding and accepting that it is yours. This is our district, it's our future. This is yours, not theirs. So as you take that idea, process that, and begin to not only allow yourself to be held accountable, but hold your neighbors accountable for taking care of what is ours. I'm Zarin Gracie. I can't wait to get started. Over the next several months, I'll be rolling out my strategy, and I am absolutely ready to get to work. I spent 16 years inside of that brick, and I'm bringing all of my experience, all of my education, all of my mentors, everybody to absolutely impact not just District 3, but the city of Dallas. So thank you so much, and I look forward to working with every last one of y'all, and to the city staff, good to see y'all again.
So I have another assignment. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Arnold. So now I have the pleasure of introducing the representative from Representative Jones's office, I believe, to come up and say a few words. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning, everyone. We got a little windstorm coming through. That's the ancestors joining us this morning. My name is Tony Bryant. I'm the district director for State Representative Benton Jones, House District 100. On behalf of the state of Texas and Representative Jones, I would just like to say this act of raising the Juneteenth flag is more than a symbolic gesture. It is a call to action. It calls us to reflect on our history, acknowledge our painful past, and work collectively to create a more just and equitable future for all. Raising this flag strengthens the bonds that hold us together as a community that fosters understanding, empathy, and respect for one another, a community that creates an opportunity for dialogue, education, and growth. Let us use this moment to celebrate our progress while also acknowledging the work that still lies ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Would you please just bear with me for one quick second? The only thing that stands in the way, of course, you really came here to see Mr. Greg Ellis raise the flag, and we know all of that. But what I would like for you to understand, I need our council members to come up real quickly. You all come on up here, real fast. Underlay.
Sounds like my mother.
Yeah, yeah. So we want you here because, I want them here because I need you all we're off balance a little bit. But on a serious note, this, as Mr. Atkins talked about, this was not a simple gesture. And so as we pretty much asked staff to go ahead and do what needed to be done in terms of trying to go through the process, this is a process. And this flag is a process. So we basically had to get before a resolution. We had to get before a committee, which is Councilmember Thomas mentioned in his committee. We had to go through all of these people, and there's others of us. There are 15 of us who had to agree to support raising a flag that's duly warranted, but we need you to know it's not just simple just to put a flag up. And so, Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, I wanted to make sure we acknowledge Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Navarre, so we know protocol, but understand all of us have, regardless of the titles, how many votes do we have? One. Am I right? One. And it took one of us, each one of our votes, to cast unanimously to get this flag up. So we wanted you to know it was a process, and I want to thank all of my colleagues for buying into, accepting the fact that we have struggled. It is a respect to this country, a community, that we acknowledge the struggle. So we need you to know it was a process, but I need you to know, as Frederick Douglass says, the only way you're going to have progress, you're going to have to go through some what? Struggles. All right, so thank you so very much for that. Thank you so very much, council members. Now, Mr. Greg Ellis, you want to come on up, because they really want me to hurry up and move real fast. So, but my excitement here behind Mr. Greg Ellis I'm very excited. I know between Gloria Sandoval, raise your hand to come on up. Her heart is beating like this, and she loves Greg Ellis. But Greg is more than just a classmate. Greg Ellis is more than just a Dallas Cowboy. What drew my attention was his commitment to this struggle of Juneteenth. And so many folks may know him as a Dallas Cowboy. I look at him as someone who's very genuine, who's very committed to educating our country, really. But I need you all to know this is not about what he used to do. It's what he's doing now. And so thank you so very much for your work. I'll probably come back, but he's going to do, we're off a little bit on the script, but he's going to talk about his commitment, his steps toward education, significance of the flag and the raising of the flag, and then we will go from there. But I present to you, welcome Mr. Greg Ellis. Thank you.
Well, I'm obviously the tallest one of the bunch. Got to move everybody else is down here. I got to go up here with it, right? I'm going to be really quick. First, I want to thank Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn Arnold, Phil, for making that telephone call. I won't begin, Tanel, Mr. Atkinson, and several other people. I won't begin to saying everybody's name, but I sincerely thank you because I recognize the hard work that it takes for this day to happen. Not just the historical work, the historical milestones that had to be met, but the work that it took with a short amount of time to pull all of this together. So if you had any part to do with that, I certainly thank you and recognize you for that. As a retired football player, people often ask me, what make you do what you do? Why do you care enough to educate people about things like Juneteenth
and several other historical moments. The reason that I give to them is that I genuinely want to help people. And one of the best ways to help people, in my opinion, is to educate them and help them become enlightened about particular topics, if you would. And the best way to educate and enlighten people, my opinion, is through entertainment. So that's why I produce movies, plays. We got another movie coming out about mental health, but that's why I do what I do. 1865, General Gordon Granger sailed into Galveston, Texas, forcing Texas to comply with the Emancipation Proclamation, if you would. When you look at that, fast forward 2023, where we are at right now. Now, I played football, so excuse me if my math is off, Tanel. But I think that's 158 years, right, that we're looking at. And when you look at the big picture of things, 158 years is a very short time, okay? But look where I would say where God has brought us from in this short 158 years. You have to understand that when slaves were set free, where were they free to go and to live and to do what? They didn't own stuff. So where were they free to go? So when you think about 158 years, that's a very short time to have progressed to where God has brought us to this day right now. I put together a little short, some verbiage that I'm going to kind of read verbatim. Who would have thought that 158 years ago that a black man would have been president of the United States, President Barack Obama, as you know? Who would have thought that 158 years ago that a device and technique used to remove cataract and restore visions to people would have been invented by a black woman, Patricia Beth? Who would have thought that 158 years ago that a gas mask would be created by a black man, Mr. Garrett Morgan? Who would have thought that 158 years ago that a black man would create one of the most famous snack foods in the world, the potato chip, right? George Crumb. Who would have thought that 158 years ago that one of the richest people in the world would be a black lady, Miss Oprah Winfrey? Who would have thought that 158 years ago that a movie studio in Atlanta, Georgia would be bigger than Hollywood and owned by a black man, Tyler Perry? Okay. Who would have thought 158 years ago that mayors across the cities of this country, elected officials across this country, would be ran and voted into office would be as many black people as we have today? Now, obviously, Carolyn Arnold has a special place in my heart, and so I put Miss Carolyn Arnold's name by that title, okay? Not to throw any shade on anybody else, but yeah, she's a special woman to me, all right? And last but certainly not least, who would have thought that 158 years ago that a 47-year-old black man who was a retired football player, current writer and director, born into sharecropping to Lawrence and Ozell Ellis, will be standing here today getting ready to make history by raising one of the most important flags in the world, a flag that truly stands for freedom and liberations for all. God has brought us a mighty long way, but it's important to understand that we still have a ways to go. With that said, I want to say happy Juneteenth to everybody here. Now, it would be remorse if I didn't give a little description about the meaning and the colors of the Juneteenth flag, if you would. The flag tells a story of the unity among people from Africa. The colors of the flag, the red, stands for the struggle and the sacrifice. The black stands for black people. Green stands for the natural wealth of the land of Africa. That's the meaning, and that's why we have the colors of the Juneteenth flag. And so I hope Miss Arnold didn't tell me how long to talk, but learn from Tanel, just keep it short, and people will like you. Thank y'all. Yes, ma'am.
So we have just a quick little adjustment. I think, and you know, we're respecting your time, but we want to make sure, and from a political side, we want to make sure we include everyone, as many people as possible, because we want to make this a much larger event throughout the city. And understand, those of you who are here, it's all about a process. So everyone at the state rep Julie is here. We make sure we hear in her ears. Representative Vinton just came. We have to make sure we get his ears, because we always looking for partnership and monies to make sure we have more programs. So I wanted to make sure that right now, where's Mr. Vinton, Representative Vinton, come up. So I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds. And then, council members, we're going to present the flag. This is kind of a quick change here. And then we'll be ready to raise the official, somewhat of official flag. Thank you. You still live in District 4, don't you? That's what I'm talking about. 4 in 100.
Well, thank you so much. I just wanted to briefly say, one, we've already had remarks from our office, but I just want to start this off and say, one, freedom isn't free. And so as we acknowledge Juneteenth and we acknowledge the historic achievements that the African American community we made, it is important to remember that we still have a lot of work to do. And just in the 88th legislative session alone, we were fighting for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We continue to fight for racial justice. We continue to fight for our rights as citizens in this country right now. So while we are acknowledging this Juneteenth flag, we must continue to understand the importance of what the symbolism of this flag means right here, right now in our state, in our country, and the issues that are happening in our state right now, in our federal government right now. So thank you so much to the city of Dallas for making this flag happen in this very important month, so we still continue to remember the work that needs to be done while celebrating the successes and achievement and the equality that we continue to move towards justice. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, so drum roll. Would council members please come up? We're going to... Yes, he's coming. Thank you, Ms. Paula Blackman.
He already said you gonna raise the flag.
Well, this is called just a minute photo op. Okay, so this is what's happening on a serious note. The flag that we're going to roll out today is a special banner type flag. So we wanted to make sure, excuse me, that we present to Mr. Greg Ellis, because of his dedication to Juneteenth and understanding more what Juneteenth or June 19th means. We wanted to make sure he received somewhat of an official flag. So if we could, where's the flag? Come on, Mr. Greg, you want to come up? Okay. All right. And the Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, also, did you have some words you want to quickly say? So he wants us to kind of stay timely. Any council member, do you have anything really passionate you need to say it in about 30 seconds or less? I know where's Miss Paula Blackman? She's already told me what I need to do. Okay. Well, he's right here. She told me he better be here. So I want you, thank you again, council members. Seriously, Mrs. Genesis, would you please also step up here? Because we couldn't have done this also, Miss Kim Tolbert. Come on up quickly. Because it's a process. They were the ones who had to write the ordinance, the resolution, and all that. So let's just quickly present the flag. You got the flag? All right, we got the flag. We have our photo op here. All right, and so this, we all here.
Just look towards
The biggest camera.
All right.
Cross your eyes.
All right. Okay. So we have that. Thank y'all. What else? We're going to do that after we raise the flag. After flag is raised, we're going to sing Lift Every Voice, and then we'll move into the closure, and we'll just hold on, don't leave us. All right, thank you. So at this point, we are now ready for countdown. All right, so I thought he was going to be able to pull it, but I found that the new technology said it just comes from underneath.
Start from 10 and go down?
10 on down. Okay. All right, so here we go.
Here
Come
we
on,
go.
Mr. Ed.
Okay.
He's gonna count us down.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start at 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's a nice windy day, so it's going to blow.
Pop out. There it goes.
Come on, wind. Catch the wind.
Come on, Win.
Come on, wind.
Here we go.
It's stuck.
get there.
All right. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Here it comes again.
Here it goes.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, look at
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank God for the win,
Yes,
right?
there we go.
That's what we needed.
A little time.
Wow. That was kind of cool.
There we go. Yep. Make sure you bring your kids down to see the flag. I'm going to bring mine.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much. If you need the words, you can get a copy of that. So what we're going to do now, we want to start singing. I think we want to sing. All right, well, give us one more time. Lift it. Come on, I can't sing. Yeah, start from the beginning. Come on, join us as we sing Lift Every Voice, please, before we move to the lobby. Mr. Zarin, you want to come up and lead us in that prayer? In the song. Yeah, come on. I don't need me getting in here. I'm just teasing you. I was telling you to lead us in a song. Of liberty, let our rejoicing skies, let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising
sun of a new day begun. Let